said that you're living and I don't know if you use the word supernatural life, but I will use it, a sort of a supernatural life that is only described by people who go to church. I don't even know if they want it, because I don't find a lot of spiritual people within the confines of a church building. I normally find spiritual people outside, and the spiritual people are normally still looking for the truth. They haven't really said they found it, and therefore you must obey my version. But you say you're living a miraculous life, and you obviously, if you have love in your heart, you'd want others to be able to experience that. So what would be your recommendation then for people to understand the true meaning of this Holy Spirit? What does that mean? How can they experience it? How can they begin to walk from them and be free from the shackles of these chains that have been put upon us?
Every miracle that has occurred in my life has been the bonding with another human. There have been subtle miracles where a little note rolled up on my shoe that said, "I love you," and I knew it was from God. But for most and every accident that has occurred, it's been through human nature. It's been through humans that have been there at the right moment, at the right time, to guide me. So the key ingredient is to quit playing elevator training at the grocery store, standing in line, not socializing with those other beings right around you. The conditioning that we have been put in to isolate ourselves is what is the problem. And so we have to start to take the biggest leap of faith and trust in humanity. And this is where it comes to a letting go, and you need to just go ahead and start connecting with other people. Friends are going to be your only valuable asset in this coming world. It is going to get crazy. It is going to be insane. And what you need now is friends. So allow yourself to bond. Eliminate the fear and try not to manipulate. If you follow the well, again, the ideas inside the Celestine Prophecies, if you follow these type of insights where you need to seek your own beauty to fulfill your soul. So create art, create laughter, create what you can. Try and buoy yourself. And all of this madness, all of the evil that's been going on has been going on for millennia. So you can disregard it for a time. It's going to keep going, and you're better off focusing on yourself. You need to bring your love vibe back up and then start connecting with others to raise their vibration, because what we have is a conflict of energy that is created from a depletion of energy. So these secret societies connected with their overlords have degenerated the vibrational effects of planet Earth so much that we now suck energy from one another instead of feeling the love vibe that is there for all of us to take in. And so what you got to realize that you have this control drama, and that you are battling with yourself by battling with your neighbor or battling with any of the ideas and just being inconsiderate. You can then turn it around, start to generate just the combination of humanity between you and your friends. Set your belief systems aside. If you can be friends with the high priest of the Church of Satan and the high priest of power of prophecy, anyone can be friends. We need to bond together and forget about the belief systems that are separating us until we find this unity. And yes, synchronicity would work over money. Forget barter. Don't even go there. It's a power structure that just sucks. But consider the idea of this gifting nature that is humanity, because we can't help it. Humans are creators. We're not going to just sit idly by and do nothing without money. We have to create. We can't help it. That's what we are. And we will create a beautiful, wonderful world if we can just start to have faith in humanity. But we are up against some dark forces, some heavy forces that have been mind controlling. You realize that they have to mind control military agents to do the evil that they do. And they have to go through the most worst trauma-based mind control that we call the military. And then they are spewed out as killers. That's not a natural state for humans. We are actually loving, caring, considerate, nurturing beings. And if we were left to our own devices, your world would become miraculous. You would always be in the right place at the right time, and everything would come to you without you desiring it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Have you ever seen the Manchurian Candidate?
Yes, both versions.
Well, when I saw that too, and that totally, I think when I saw that is actually when my eyes started becoming more open. And
go read my article on Anna Nicole Brittany and mind control. That'll blow your mind. But go on, I'm sorry.
No. I just wanted to say that because, that just hit home, and I don't, I've never experienced anything like that, but for some reason, I just connected with that. I knew that stuff actually goes on, and then I could see how somebody could actually do something like that to somebody else, and it just, so yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah, it's the same old story from the Assassins through the Templars through the Masons. The Assassins would fill you all up full of drugs and hashish and then stick you in paradise with virgins and say, this is where you get to stay if you kill for us. Right. And then they go and get the horrible training, and they're back and forth in their brainwashing. V for Vendetta, that movie was nothing but trauma-based mind control and a positive version,
It's just amazing how easily you can be manipulated and your mind can be controlled.
Well, people are dressing up as Guy Fawkes to go out and protest. Do you know what kind of statement that is? They don't go look and see that Guy Fawkes was the original fall guy and that he was taken out by the Illuminati as just to be a sacrificial lamb, and now they're dressing up as a sacrificial lamb because of this movie that was put out by a high occultist, Alan Moore, and we can go on and on about his movies.
Wow.
They don't see it. They see, oh, here's the patriot, and I'm going to go out and kill for my country, and that's just the wrong idea.
Yeah, I always
when people are talking about the guns and gold.
I always wondered who puts these movies together. Where's their mind? Where is their mind? To put these things together and.
I was telling you the meaning of W, 66, okay? Right. In Hebrew, 6 is V, and so W is 66. If you look at the Volkswagen logo, you also see, which was Hitler's war machine, by the way, not some hippy-dippy company. It was the war machine for the Nazis, was Volkswagen, and their logo is 2 V's interlaced, which makes 666, right, in Hebrew, and you better believe he was practicing Hebrew magic.
Wow.
So that's where Hitler's logo came from. Woodrow Wilson, who brought in the Federal Reserve, again, the 666 in his W symbolism. And then, of course, W, who brought in the Patriot Act, 66 in his symbol. 66, Phillips 66, which you'll see also has 6 points on its crest, so it's making another coded 666. Right. Phillips 66 is the gas station. The number 66 is the number of the fallen angels, the number of what's known in magic as the Quillipothic powers, or the dark side of the tree of life. And so when you start to correlate all of this together, I had a point from what you said, and I lost it in all of the data.
Well, let me ask you this, Freeman, as we come to the close of the program.
Okay.
How can people identify and fight against these manipulations that's going on around? I mean, you were talking about HARP earlier, about a sun, using it to control people, irradiate them, bury them, going on there. Drugs some things are obvious. If you're on drugs, get off drugs. If you're watching TV, unplug the thing. But is there any protection that a person can have against the larger forces that will, say, be a sort of a blanket or umbrella for the larger attacks, so people can begin to work their way back to the beings they were created to be?
Well, what happened for me was that I went to a rainbow gathering, and I saw human from its basic structure, and I saw what was human, that the humans revolved around food, and everything revolved around the kitchen, and that everyone created and loved and generated life by their own free will. No one ever was forced into it, and there was no money pushing them. Right. And it was from this perspective that I was able to look out and see the manipulative structures all around us that are controlling us and causing us to do things. And it's all the instituted mind programming, right? It's the idea of finances, the idea of money, the idea of religion and politics, all of these things that have been programmed into us, right, that if you can eliminate, which is very hard to do, of course, they know this, then you can start to see the very structure of humanity as its creative nature. And what you're going to have to do is to start to develop this faith in the synchronistic path, because that's the only thing that's going to be, this is going to roll its course. There's no stopping this juggernaut. I do not believe that you can stop this because of all the different belief systems that are out there rolling their own way. So you're going to have to ride the wave. And that's the way to do it, and the way to do it is to follow your synchronistic path. And what's going to happen is, as everything is stripped away from you, you're going to find beauty and miracles. So don't fear. It'll be there for you when you need it.
All right. Well, what a way to end the broadcast. Freeman Fly, appreciate you coming on the program tonight. Can we have you back on the program again?
I would love to, Daniel, anytime.
All right. This program will be uploaded on the Edge tomorrow for everybody to learn from. Freeman, thank you so much for coming on the program, and be safe out there in Texas land. And when your book gets finished, drop me a line there. We'll put a link up on the website.
You got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Daniel, and thank you, Julie. It was a wonderful time.
Thank